For k of x equals 3h of x plus x squared g of x, find k prime of x. All right, this will require us to apply a lot of our rules. So for the first, I have a constant multiple of that. So I'm going to ignore my constant and just say 3 times h prime of x, which I don't know what h prime is. I don't know what h is. So just 3 times h prime of x plus. Now for the second component, I'm going to have to use my product rule. My product rule would say the derivative of the first, so here's my u and v. So I'd take the derivative of the first, that's 2x times g of x plus v prime u, so g prime of x times x squared. And that would be k prime of x. So if you don't know what the functions are, we can still arbitrarily write them as derivatives, g primes and h primes. All right. For k of x equals f of x times g of x times h of x, express k prime in terms of f, g, h, and their derivatives. All right, so let's go ahead and think of this as our u, and these last two as our v function. In that case, we would have derivative of the first, f prime of x, times our v, so g of x, h of x, plus derivative of the second, that would be g prime of x, oh no, I can't do that, it's a product, g of x, h of x prime, times derivative of, or times just the first one, the u, so f of x. Okay, well, I'm going to have to use the product rule again. Let's leave that part. That would be derivative of the first times the second plus the second, so the derivative of the second, so h prime of x, g of x, times h of x, or times f of x there. All right. Oh, not do that. H of x. Okay, so if I distribute the f of x, what I get is this. F prime, I don't know why I keep wanting to do that, f prime of x, g of x, h of x, plus f of x, g prime of x, h of x, plus f of x, g of x, h prime of x. This is the general power rule for three functions. The derivative of the first, leave the other ones alone. The derivative of the second, leave the other two alone. The derivative of the third, leave the others alone. This would work for any number of functions. So remember that in case it comes up. So these rules can actually apply to much bigger things. Find the derivative of h of x is 2x cubed k of x over 3x plus 2. Okay, so we will use our quotient rule here. Here is our u. Here is our v. So h prime of x is low d high, so 3x plus 2. The derivative of u would be a product rule. So that would be, let's see, 6x squared k of x plus k prime of x 2x cubed times 2x cubed. All right, that's low d high minus high d low. 2x cubed k of x d low would be 3 all over low 3x plus 2 squared. Okay, now this may not get much prettier here. You know what? I'm just going to leave it this way. I'm sure it will simplify a little bit. I'm not sure that'll be worth it, especially with the space I've got here. All right, number 20. Find the derivative of h of x is x cubed times f of x. This will be our product rule. So the derivative of the first is 3x squared times f of x. There's our u and our v. Plus derivative of the second, f prime of x times x cubed.